Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video I'm going to show you the team I'm going to use for this class trial event in Warlord. First things first, you want to grab yourself a tier 1 from the shop. It's going to give you a potion of enchantment, which means all your troops will start enchanted at the start of each and every battle. Really handy. But unless you're really desperate to spend a load of gems or are going to go this far anyway, don't go spending all your gems just to acquire this weapon. It is the class weapon, and as such you get given it for free once you've achieved 250 wins in Warlord class. And free is literally the best number. Right, onto the team itself. I've jumped forward a few levels because the first levels were super easy. It was just like doing a single thing and then winning the game most of the time. But we are restricted to troops in this. This is giants from Broken Spire. And the limitation here is the fact that almost everybody either deals damage to a single opponent, or they change gems or something like that, or create a mix of colours and things like that. But there was literally nobody that dealt damage to multiple opponents, which is the nice quick way of getting through these events. The only one that done it was Gog and Guard, and I've never ever chose this troop before in a game ever, I don't think, before today. And I ended up picking 2 of them then. It's like, what the heck? Deals damage to the first enemy and spend all my gold to boost the damage, or deal damage to all enemies and gain 50 gold. But the weapon I'm going to use with this actually works pretty well with Gog and Guard. So obviously we'd prefer it most of the time if it done that damage to all enemies. And if it does that, you're going to gain 50 gold. Then when it does the damage to the first enemy, if it chooses to do that first option, you're going to boost the damage a 1-to-1 ratio and do a hell of a lot of damage a lot of the time, which can be good. But the reason why this works really well with a weapon, and I'll show an alternative weapon if you don't have this one, is because it does damage to all as well, but knocks 1 to 2 enemies from first to last position. So if, for example, Gog and God ended up casting first, but not entirely killing them, because it chose that first option, then this may well knock them to the back on the next one, which means they're going to be really softened up. So any damage to all is probably likely to kill them. And what that stops is Gog and God doing that first option on his spell. And say someone's like on 60 life or something, and you're potentially going to do like 100 damage. You're not wasting damage by this. If you cast this first, you'll knock them to the back. And then whoever casts damage toward first, either this or Gog and God, is going to kill them off. And it actually makes it more efficient on the damage. I hope that was clear. I'm not sure I explained that very well at all. But might be as clear as mud, but it might be as clearer when we play the game. Right, Ogress is here because I did try it with Etin. And you think start battles with full mana and destroy a column to gain mana and boost your attack, which is going to obviously be good on skull damage, would be a good way to go, but it was just too slow. And even though Ogress does mana block Gog and Guard, the fact everybody's going to start with 50% mana in this and have a potion of enchantment means we're actually going to get going really fast. Got to mention the alternative weapon. I'll just show that quickly. You want a damage to all weapon for this, because otherwise it's just going to be way too slow. Black Manacles is always a good choice. The one I quite liked for this is Orb of Winter. Now, we're not going to get any boost to the damage because no one's going to be frozen, not until you cast it for the first time. But the reason why this is quite handy is because you do freeze someone on the first cast, which is going to boost the damage slightly, but it also enchants itself. So as soon as you get to cast this, especially on the later levels, it's going to be ready to go again in no time at all. So that is a really good choice if you do not have the Dancing Daggers. Another quick mention on the troops is if you want a really quick, cheeky shortcut to early victories, just chuck in 3 Gobchompers, especially on the early stages, depending upon your magic level and how much damage you do. Start battles with full mana and deal damage to an enemy, and if they're a goblin, do double damage and a possibility to devour them. So even if they're not a goblin, on the early stages, if they have less life and armor than the damage you do, you can just cast that, kill someone, let the AI have its turn, kill someone again, and just repeat, and you'll be 3 enemies down before you even know it. If you don't have 2 Gorgon Guard, I would actually chuck in a Gob Chomper into one of those positions. Right, on the banner, we're on +2 brown, +1 yellow, -1 purple. And the class is a Titan class. Just because this is a Warlord class event doesn't mean to say you actually have to be in that Warlord class. It just means you would still get a couple of extra XP for that. But if you still need to work on Titan class as well, this is a good chance to get double bubble. You get Titan class XP by winning the battles and that bonus XP from the rewards. Talent for this are going to be Impact, Counter Attack, Stone Circle, Storm Aura, Rock Solid, and Stone Mastery with Fortitude. And let's dive in then. Looking for yellow as soon as we can. If we get yellow, we're going to get a mana surge, possibly. And then if it does get a mana surge, we're ready to go. Damage to wall. Soften everybody up. Obviously, on the early stages, this would have been killing people absolutely straight away. If Gorgon Guard decided to do that second part of the spell, that will wipe everybody out. It didn't. We can use Ogress to pull herself to the front. She'll explode a load of gems. It's cool to have her in second place like that, because that way she's protected from losing life, which is going to affect how many gems she explodes. Gorgon Guard, do the sensible option and do the second part of the spell. And I picked completely the wrong brown then. I should have done one where I got a 5 match and would have got a mana surge. But chatting away, looking at the cat, thinking I've got about 5 minutes to wrap this up because the cat's going to start shouting for its dinner at 12:30. But yeah, this is going to be a fairly decent way of going through this. Hardly any decent options at all regarding doing it quickly. But make sure you pick a damage to all weapon. You can do a lot of damage. Chuck those enemies to the back. Generate mana with Ogress. Now Gorgon Guard, do the right choice. Gorgon Guard, again, do the right choice. Oh my word. So that's 50-50 chance apparently to do damage to all, and 6 times in a row now I think it is they've decided to do the wrong option. And now it doesn't actually matter, does it? Just kill them. But the good thing is, when it does that damage, then normally it's going to be more damage because you'd have collected some sort of gold somewhere normally. But obviously if it does the damage to all option first, that is by far the best choice. Because you gain gold, which is going to boost the damage. Right, there's our daggers. Ogress is ready next round. Can collect that. Let's cast Gorgon Guard now. Finally decided to do the right decision after scratching his head far too long. Extra class sigils. As you see, we get class XP in this for Titan. And the rewards is where you get the extra Warlord XP. Round 1, another 10. Round 2, another 10. Round 3, 15. And it gets more and more as you go on. You can collect that as you go along if you like. And continue. So yeah, I skipped out the early stages because obviously it's just going to be like, if you collect yellow, this is ready to go straight away, and obviously we'll wipe out the enemy absolutely immediately. Yes. Do the right thing. Didn't, but whatever. Let's get some mana for the team with Ogress. She now pulls herself to the front. Charged up our dancing daggers. Do the right thing. Didn't. It's okay. We'll charge up Ogress. Explode some gems. Gorgon Guard can't really go wrong. But it's still scratching their head. Decisions. So I've never used Gorgon Guard before on a team ever, I don't think, and suddenly end up using 2 in the same team. What the heck? Cast Ogress. Everybody's charged up. Dancing daggers first. Gorgon Guard decided to do the wrong decision again. And the wrong... Oh, come on, Gorgon Guard. Get your act together, mate. Ogress again. And there we go. Golden Guard, yay! Made the right choice. Could have cast my weapon, but decided to try and make Golden Guard do the right decision. Right, I'll just do these last 5 here because this is how the team is going to work. Then Golden Guard get their act together. It's actually not too bad. Got a barrier, so we're not worried about that skull hit. Cast the weapon before we cast Ogress. Just gives the weapon a chance to get charged again. We've got a storm going on all the time, so this is going to give us a lot of brown. You can cast this now, see if it does damage to wall. And it did, and we've nearly won already. And we can't fail now because either option, damage to all or hit the first opponent, is going to win. Do like Titan class. It's still absolutely one of my favourite classes. Oh, I missed a Mana Surge there. I saw it right at the bottom at the last second. Cast that. You can choose to do this if you like. Save Ogress's health because she will then explode more gems. And again, do that to save Ogress's health or life. Going to win now anyway. Can't really go wrong when there's 2 opponents left and it's 2 casts available on Golden Guard. Done a fun team last night, a Star Dart team I called it. One shot team using a rope dart. Put that team out there last night. Developed it like a few weeks ago. It was just sitting there and I thought, oh, I was supposed to have shown that video probably a few weeks ago. Oh, no. Let's do that first. Yep, damage to wall. If we do damage to wall again, we will win. But yeah, the Star Dart team is a lot of fun. Using Star with Rope Dart and Shabanu Vespera. Boosts up Rope Dart to 1-shot capability really quickly. And with that extra turn, you get to just do it again. Isabel, cheer up, love. It's not all bad. So no yellow. We'll grab some brown. Cast Ogress. Definitely way faster than using that Etienne. Oops, I cast the wrong thing. I was meant to cast not that. So cast that. He's done damage to wall. I just called him a she. Bet he's chuffed about that. So grab that first. And done damage to wall and won. So that is certainly going to be the best way to go about this for me, I think. I think you're going to be perfectly okay with this. Get a barrier when we collect brown as well, which is always really handy. Does 2 things. Protects the hero and protects Ogress, basically, from damage, which increases the amount of gems she explodes. There we go. Now if Golden Guard make the right choice, we'll win. Second chance to make the right choice, but we got a skull hit anyway. Yeah, nice and easy, relatively fast considering the options we have available. But as a team, if you enjoyed the video, found anything useful, it'd be really cool if you hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to grab your rewards at the end. Grab them, chuck them in the bag. And most of all, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.